Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Infi and Sky here on Echo Isle. This is going to be a Night Elf versus Human matchup. This replay is brought to you by lucomputers.com. Go ahead and check out their website. They have a couple great computers on sale. There's a link on the top right hand side for the upcoming StarCraft 2 release if you guys are looking for computers that can play StarCraft 2 well. Now, a couple of things to note. First of all, I accidentally messed up on the original recording of this, so I've just been shoutcasting for a while and I lost the recording, so I have to redo this first part. Anyways, Infi spawning over here as the Teal Night Elf player. Infi was your World Cyber Games 2009 champion from Shenzhen, China, and Infi normally plays human, so it is kind of interesting that he's opening up with a Night Elf instead of human. Over here we have Sky, a two-time World Cyber Games champion, I believe in the mid-2000s. I believe 2006 was at least one of those. He won it back-to-back, and I believe in one of the stage matches he beat Todd Merlot from France, using some good tower rushes in a final human-human matchup. Anyways, now we have Sky coming in with now setting up a scout farm, trying to reveal the hero of Infi. Infi is in fact going for a warden, so as soon as that warden pops out, that farm will be able to spot it. Sky, on the other hand, opening up with a Mountain King instead. So a Mountain King versus a Warden here in this matchup. Now, the heroes are really important for those of you who are new to WarCraft 3, who are coming over from my StarCraft 2 replays. The heroes are essentially one of the ways that you keep track of how well your army is doing. You really want high-level heroes. Think of heroes as almost as a unit that grows in terms of tech. And the later in the game, the stronger your hero is, the higher your level hero is, the stronger your abilities are going to be in the fights, in the matchups. Level 2 Stormbolt versus level 1, very strong. Level 2 Shadow Strike versus level 1, very strong. I'll try to go into a little bit more detail in terms of all the spells in this game, as Warcraft 3 is very much more spell-centric, a lot more micro, not as much macro. Footman now dishing it out against an archer. Archer going to be on the losing end of that fight. However, a warden's going to come in, and now we'll be able to cast a Shadow Strike. That Shadow Strike does an initial damage of, I believe, 75, and then also comes in and does tail end damage as well. So it has a damage over time, and also slows down that Footman. But that Footman, now, there we go. So 75 damage, and now that Shadow Strike, going to see that little creepy guy on the top of his head, slowly dealing 10 damage per attack as he moves away. As that spell gets higher up, now that damage over time going to take down that Footman down to 2 hit points. Pop, there he goes, and now giving experience to the Warden. So it's almost like an MMORPG in that the more kills that the Warden gets, the more experience she gets, and the stronger she becomes. Back over here we have the Mountain King sitting at level 1, just finishing off the Renegade Wizard, and we'll get to level 2. So the level 2 gonna go ahead and get Bash as that second skill. So his level 1 ability was most likely Thunderbolt or Stormbolt. The second one was Bash. As this fight continues, over here the Warden now trying to take down some of these creeps, and we have Sky coming in with the Footman. The Footman doing a lot of harassment as well, trying to steal as much experience as he possibly can. If that Footman gets the kill off on that Tunneler, the Mountain King gets that experience. So that is how you can get creep tracked or creep stealing, trying to get that last kill, last hit, and essentially stealing very, very precious experience. Now a Ring of Regeneration being picked up by that Warden. That Ring of Regeneration heals 2 hit points per second. So the longer this game goes and the more damage that is on that Warden, the more healing that Warden will see. So a very, very nice item to be picked up very early in the game. Mountain King, however, picked up a Claws of Attack plus 9. So 9 additional damage every single time that Mountain King swings that hammer of his, hammer and axe, that Mountain King dual wielding. And now it looks like both of them are going to be coming to the center of the stage, to this Goblin Merchant Shop, and trying to pick up some items. He quickly sold that Claws of Attack plus 9 and that Squirrel Town Portal to pick up a Staff of Teleportation, Boots of Speed, and Dust of Appearance. The Dust of Appearance allows, oh wow, nice level 3 on that Mountain King. So the level 3 Mountain King may be able to get off a level 2 Stormbolt, and if a level 2 Stormbolt does 225 damage to a unit, and a little bit less against, oh there we go, 225 damage onto that Troll Shadow Priest. Troll Shadow Priest most likely going to die, as that Stormbolt also stuns a unit. Footman over here taking a fair amount of damage as well, but it doesn't look like the Warden wants to give chase, doesn't have enough mana in order to cast that and continue to give chase over here. Back in the base, we have an Ancient of War now going to go ahead and build himself next to this farm of Sky, so that Ancient of War, the trees of the Night Elf players, are able to attack. So you're going to see this Ancient of War trying to beat up on this farm right here. as he doesn't like this get out of my house type of thing, or get your farm out of my house. I don't know quite how that works. Anyways, Huntress now coming in to try to push back all this harassment here. A lot of low hit point units. We may get a Stormbolt. No Stormbolt coming around as that Mountain King wants to save apparently some of that energy for that Warden. That Warden, however, getting Stormbolted there, was able to rejuvenate some of that hit points, some of that mana from those moon wells. Those moon wells have energy, or is what I call moon juice in them, and the Warden can drink some of that juice, or take some of that juice and heal up some mana and some hit points. But that Warden now getting very, very low on hit points, trying to escape down to 34 hit points. No boots of speed, however, still fast enough to get away from that Mountain King and those footmen. We have a Troll Berserker now trying to fight back a little bit more. Those Troll Berserkers were hired from this Goblin Mercenary camp. It's like being able to instantly purchase or pick up a unit in StarCraft 2, but it is on a cooldown timer, so I guess it's like a combination of the Warp Gate ability from the Protoss being able to almost instantly get a unit, but then it's on cooldown for quite some time, and the Mercenary Camp units cost a little bit more since you don't have to actually train up that unit. Nice Staff of Teleportation coming in over here, so that Warden coming back in may be able to get in another Shadow Strike, maybe able to get off both of those footmen. One footman down to 159 hit points, but that damage over time should not be enough to take it down. Those Huntresses really need to get in front of it. No, the footman going to sacrifice himself, gonna get killed by creeps instead, by getting killed by any Night Elf unit, so that denies experience. Back over here, Sky using that Troll Shadow Priest and a Mountain King, healing back up, wants to do more of an engagement, and the Infi quickly sees that this Mountain King is here, does not want to do an engagement. A nice Stormbolt bash onto that Warden. Warden down to 171 hit points, but you can see how fast that Warden is regenerating hit points just from that Ring of Regeneration there. Now focusing or taking down this Footman. Footman now awfully low on hit points, down to 190, as this Mountain King still trekking around, wants to get some kills, wants to make sure that this expansion does not go up. If that expansion does not go up, it really gives Sky a strong economic advantage. Even if he doesn't spend the gold, he can start to save up a lot of that gold and try to macro and all of a sudden explode into low upkeep and try to get units or get money that way, and try to get units that way. So Mountain King dancing back and forth, Warden and Huntress chasing, putting a little bit of a pursuit. Troll Berserker down to 128 hit points, may get taken down. A Troll Shadow Priest now gonna probably come over and try to heal it back up, as another Footman gonna come over and try to take down perhaps this Troll Shadow Priest here. Mud Golem coming in, so Sky was able to come in over here and pick up some of his own mercenaries as well. Mud Golem, however, quickly getting taken down, but slow cast on that Troll Berserker may get taken down. Infi now trying to heal up that Troll Berserker down to 25 hit points, down to 20, and that Footman will be able to finish off that final unit there, and at the cost of his own life. And now level 3 on the Warden, so that Warden at level 3 has level 2 Shadow Strike or level 2 Fan of Knives at this stage in the game, and down goes another Troll Berserker. Another Footman taken down, so Infi just losing Sky just losing a lot of units there for no real reason. And Footman now coming over here, gonna go ahead and use up a healing scroll and a clarity potion to try to heal up all of these low hit point units. One of the ways that human players can heal their low hit point units is by using that scroll of regeneration. That scroll of regeneration essentially heals damage over time, but it is broken the instant that unit takes damage. The same thing with the clarity potion for that Mountain King, regenerating mana over time as long as it is not broken. We now have the Warden now coming in as well. Warden picking up a Staff of Teleportation of her own, along with the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. May pick up a Scroll of Regeneration, or Scroll of Healing. There we go. So now it's going to pick up a Scroll of Healing. That's an instantaneous heal of 150 hit points. So that's great during a battle if you have a lot of low hit point units. Bolt comes in from that Mountain King. Mountain King getting a bolt onto that Warden. Warden now down to about 200 hit points. Now going to pull away. Sky sitting at 41 over 48. Now getting the tier 2. Meanwhile, Infi sitting at going to tier 3 now, so we may see some bears of some sort, or some higher tech units. Infi now finally going to fully saturate this gold mine with 5 Wisp in just a moment. Dryads now trying to press on in as well, so yeah, we may see some bears dropping that Ring of Regeneration and using a clarity potion and then picking it back up. So there's only 6 item slots that a hero can use at any given time. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between Ted and Infi here on Echo Isle.